Hello and welcome to KPM Profiles. I'm your host Rich Sagall, and today we have two special guests. We have Captain Joey Ciaramitaro and his right-hand man Patrick Ryan. Thanks for joining me.
Not a captain.
Not a captain.
Not a captain. Captain.
I thought everyone called you captain.
No. A captain is my grandfather, Captain Joe Ciaramitaro, who started my cousin and my business. But it's embarrassing to me when people call me captain. And if any of my cousins or parents thought that I was going around calling myself Captain Joe, they'd probably, give me a good swift kick in the ass.
All right, we'll amend that to Joey then.
There you go.
How's that?
Yeah, better.
And you're behind the very popular blog, Good Morning Gloucester.
Yep, that's right. We, myself and Patrick, and we have about 10 contributors that help me out with it, and it's a lot of fun.
What was your motivation to get this started?
My motivation was, well, you have to understand, I'm kind of a geeky guy to begin with, and I'm on the waterfront. My cousin and I own Captain Joe and Sons, and Gloucester is a community that prides itself as this really funky waterfront fish-faring town and seafaring town, but maybe 25 or 30 years ago, 90% of the people that lived here had a direct relationship to the ocean and to the waterfront. And now that probably has been reversed. It's probably like 10% or less. But people are fascinated, and they're really proud to be, the Gloucester Fisherman is the high school's motto and everything else. So being geeky tech-wise and knowing how the technology works, and having the position on the waterfront where I can capture bring the fishermen, and when I deliver lobsters to all our different restaurants, I'm in these kitchens so I could bring restaurant news and pictures from the different restaurants. And I was on the board of directors at the Chamber of Commerce, so I knew all the business stuff that was happening behind the scenes. So you put all that together, and I was just in a unique position to create this blog. And this blog, Good Morning Gloucester, besides the name of having Gloucester in it, couldn't be produced in any other town. You couldn't produce this in Hamilton, Massachusetts. You couldn't produce this in Manchester, Massachusetts, Magnolia, Massachusetts. There just isn't enough content. But we live in this crazy, awesome, beautiful, funky, unique town where all this stuff is happening, and it's all so interesting. So I'm just fortunate to be the guy that gets to bring it to everybody. Right, Patrick?
Absolutely.
So you're the messenger.
We are the conduit. Yeah.
How do you find, or how do you decide what to put in it? There's a lot of material every day. Obviously you can't go on and on and on because you'll lose people as you scroll down. How do you decide what's important?
Well, I try to do a food post every day. I try to do a waterfront post every day. And then my contributors have their, the photographs of scenic, scenes around town are always in there. But then it's, community announcements. I have rules that I tell my contributors when I take them on. And number one is nothing political. We don't get political. We don't bash any restaurants or businesses by name, yep. Right? What else did I tell you when I brought you on?
Just bring good content every single day. And he definitely doesn't screen anything that you put on if you're following those rules. And so he leaves it up to you. Any good, if you come up with an idea about a story that you heard around town or something good going on around town, he's open to posting it.
So it's mostly good news type stuff.
Good news.
Yeah, we don't I recognize the importance of the Gloucester Daily Times and the Cape Ann Beacon, and how they need to cover stories like tax classification stories and keeping politicians honest and stuff like that. And I'm so thankful that we have them, and I'm so thankful that I don't have to cover those stories. We get to do exactly what we want to do. We can go and cover and bring the best and the funnest. I don't have a responsibility to report on tax classification. The Times may. I can report on the fiesta ad nauseum if that's my passion. He has this feature where every year he goes to like 15 different restaurants and he'll critique each different lobster roll down to what kind of bun they use. And I mean,
it's a science.
It's a science, but it's hilarious. I mean, and we just slam. We won't slam businesses by name, but like, we'll slam a practice of like putting lettuce in a lobster roll because like why? It's like, I want the lobster meat and the perfect lobster roll does not contain lettuce. So,
so could you say that your goal is to have your readers smile by the time they finish?
We want to have fun, we want to bring good stuff, and we want to create relationships. We want to create relationships with the viewership. We want to create relationships with the people that we're helping. Like a lot of business, we do a lot of, if a business is opening, we go and we highlight them and bring that news to the community, go support them. And by doing that, those people really appreciate it. And I get to meet all these people, and that's what it's all about. It's not about money. It's about forging friendships and relationships, and that's worth more than all the money in the world to me.
Yeah. When we were talking before the show, you mentioned that you don't make anything out of this.
Zero. Yeah, no, it's not
Probably
about money.
cost you.
Well,
hosting and all such.
Yeah, there's a little bit of It's negligible, and we do a little bit of we sell T-shirts at the end of the year, but it's all basically a wash. But the fact is, we get more out of the personal relationships that we get to forge through the blog, and it's so rewarding. It's no price you could put on.
You meet lots of people. Everybody knows who you are.
Yeah. It's not really about the fame. No, it's really not about the fame. It's honestly, I love being around people. I love meeting people. And to me, the more friendships you have, the more rich you are.
And studies have shown that.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
And I've been in around this area for 3 years, and when I first started reading the blog, that's what I thought. I said, why no advertising on the side? He could make a killing out of this thing. And then when you get, just getting to know him and seeing the blog, it's amazing about just his passion. You take just this the holiday season back in Christmas, and this guy's going up and down Main Street, all through the holiday, featuring every single business on what they're doing, what's their gift for the holidays, and he just brings the passion. I think the readers recognize. I think when you get that feed on a daily basis at 8 o'clock at night, I think it comes in your Gmail, your Hotmail. You look at it. There's something for you that day. One of the contributors out there, it's either something you didn't know about Gloucester, something about around the area, something completely random, maybe a little tech from Joey, a great restaurant, or one of the silly things that he does. And he's definitely up for some of the silly stuff, and that's the stuff I like.
So how long have you been working with him?
Probably a year now.
Close to a year.
Close to a year.
So what do you consider your role?
I'm just a poster out there doing it. I don't do as many posts as some of the other contributors. I started off with a bang, but I have a corporate type job, so I do that a lot. But just whenever I come up with anything, post it, and it's a lot of fun.
So give us the inside scoop. How is he to work with?
He's the best. No, he's definitely he's hard. He's grammar. If you have anything wrong on grammar, he's after you.
Wrong.
No, wrong. No, any idea. If you came up with a great idea, I've sent him some ideas for posting about the summer featuring Gloucester, get people to come back to Gloucester who have been away. Some of his readers live in, if you look at the stats from the blog, people are everywhere. I mean, where do you have readers from?
All over the world.
People that grew up in Gloucester and now live in Austria, right? Let's get them back here. And any type of idea for a post, he says, go for it, right?
Speaking of around the world, tell us about your logo and where it's appeared.
The logo, Beth Swan, we had a contest. I had an idea to have a logo contest early on in the blog, probably 6 months in, maybe a year. Anybody could design a Good Morning Gloucester logo. The only thing I said was it has to have the name Good Morning Gloucester and a silhouette of the homie, we call it homie, the seagull, seagull in it. And Beth Swan won the competition, and she did an unbelievable job, in my opinion. And we came up with a sticker. It's a square sticker, has the homie with like kind of rays of light behind it. It says Good Morning Gloucester. And anyone can get a sticker if they send in a self-stamped, addressed envelope to 95 East Main Street, Gloucester, Mass. 01930, attention Joey. Put that self-stamped address envelope in there, and I'll send you back a sticker. And what we ask people to do is, it doesn't even have to be an exotic location, but if exotic location is better, take the sticker with you, take a picture with it, email it to us, and we will we'll put your picture on the blog, and it's part of a series that we do. It's a lot of fun. You know, we've had from the Kremlin, we've had pictures from Beijing, we've had pictures from Sydney, Australia. We've had China, yeah, all over the place. It's fun, you know, and it's a way. The whole idea, it's not Joey Ciaramitaro's blog. It's a community blog, and we're not trying to be exclusive. We're trying to be inclusive. The more people that, I love when people comment on stories. It lets our especially not on my stories, on my contributors' stories. It lets them know that what they're doing is being heard and is interesting. And that's what fuels a blogger's passion, is when people will comment on one of their stories. That and the statistics, when you see your statistics go through the roof. But yeah.
How much time does it take to do this? Obviously, you do it every day. It must take a fair amount of time.
It does. You know, I get to work at 5 o'clock a.m. 7 days a week, and I generally leave when it's dark out. But there's little bits of time in between where there's downtime, and I bang away at the blog. Like every spare moment that I have that I'm away from my family, it's pretty much blog time. Either gathering a story, or posting a story, or editing a story.
He doesn't sleep though.
No, that helps.
It's tough. Yeah, no, I mean,
that accounts for the craziness.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's really so rewarding. I mean, the only time to me that it's stressful is when I go away on vacation, and say I'm gone for like 10 days or something, and I know I got to fill, like I do, between 8 and 12 posts a day myself. And so for 10 days, that's 80 posts, and I really don't want to let the quality of the posts go down, because I feel like I owe it to my viewership. So it gets stressful to like preload. I pre-scheduled the blog for like a week and a half, and to come up with that kind of content is sometimes difficult.
So you haven't missed a posting?
No.
No, how many are you out now? Over
16,000, something like that. I don't know. Something.
How long have you been doing it?
3 years. We're up to over 7,300,000 hits or something. Yeah, we're averaging anywhere from 15 to 22,000 viewers a day, and that's you know, more towards the 19,000 range as more average.
And continuing to grow.
Every day we add subscribers. Every single day we add subscribers, and I'm thankful, and I'm very appreciative to our readership. I'm appreciative of our contributors, Patrick, EJ, Sharon, Joanne, Tom Fazzarano, Paul Morrison, Paul Frontiero, Lori Lufkin, once in a blue moon does something, Alicia Pensarosa. Yeah, we have quite a few. I mean, there's a core that posts every single day, and then there's, you know, people like Patrick that post once a week or something.
And when you say post, you mean send you something to include
no,
in it?
they have access.
Yeah, we go into the tool, WordPress, and write our own, edit our own, and post. He'll give you a time frame. Says, hey, you're up 5 o'clock. That's when I post, but not as often.
This is all social media. What are some of your thoughts about social media, its importance, its impact?
Well, I've been banging the drum for a long time on the importance of using social media, not as so far as blogging, but for restaurants and for artists, especially in retail stores. I can't stress enough, the restaurants that are using Twitter and Facebook effectively are absolutely killing it. They're probably adding, conservatively, 20% to their bottom line for zero cost. The people like Good Morning Gloucester, North Shore Dish, Hidden Boston, there's other websites that follow restaurants' Twitter feeds and restaurants' Facebook feeds, and when they have something interesting happening, we retweet it or we send it to our readership, It doesn't cost them anything. We're looking for leads. We're looking for content. And it goes out to all these people. And Twitter is 140 characters. If you cannot find time in your day to say, today's special, pasta fazool, $8.99 at XYZ restaurant, I mean, it's negligent not to do that. Because there are people like the Farm Bar and Grill, Minglewood Tavern, some other restaurants that use Twitter effectively.
Those are two that I know that
Big
do
ones.
really well.
And but I mean, if you look at their Facebook stats and their Twitter feed, people are responding to these things, and it's free. It's free. And to not do it, it drives me bananas. I want to know. I want to know. And you know what? People that are maybe 40, like 45 years old and older, maybe they're not checking it out. But I'm going to tell you, like, every single 20-year-old is on Facebook.
But everybody, everybody's starting to get on there. And then there's other businesses, that are doing it as well in town. Cape Pond Ice is doing an awesome job with their Facebook page. And Ryan and Wood, Distillery, they're just awesome connecting to their community. And when they post something, Joey's looking out there, and then he posts it to, 20,000 more people, and
and it grows.
It grows and grows and grows.
It's a way for the newsmakers to find out what's going on, and we're looking for stories. Believe me, we want to bring the best of Gloucester or best of Cape Ann to the world. Help us help. Like the Jerry Maguire movie. Help us help you. Don't be a stiff.
Sure.
Like, really, it's not that hard. It's not that intimidating. And you're not going to break anything. I think the big fear is that they're going to break their computer by starting a Twitter feed or something. They're going to break their computer if they're going to start a fake. Try it. Start a fake one and just, experiment. But you got to take that first step and get started. And it's not going to happen overnight. But make yourself interesting. Don't just tweet about yourself, something else, maybe retweet something interesting that you saw that you think other people are going to be interested in, and you'll gain followers, you'll gain people that are interesting, and it's a community out there that's dying for this information. They want you to do it. It's not, I don't know.
You've just given a lot of advice to someone who's thinking about it. Any other advice that you would tell someone who says, maybe I should do something similar?
Okay, for the people, I don't use, this is kind of going to sound strange because I just went on and on about this. I have a deal with my wife that I don't do Facebook because she does Facebook and I do the blog, and I don't want the quality of the blog to suffer because I know how powerful Facebook is.
No, you would be on it all the time.
And I would be on it all the time.
Addicting
Absolutely.
is the word.
Yeah. It's addicting, and I know it's addicting, and I know I don't want to get started because if I did, the blog would suffer, and I don't want that to happen. That being said, Facebook is a monster right now. It's an absolute monster, and to not participate in it, get over yourself. Yeah. The people that say, "Oh, it's too invasive," or this, that, or the other thing. Really, get over yourself, because this is the future. This is how people are communicating. People are, whether you like it or not, people are communicating through Facebook, and I'm going to tell you, it's a 10 times more effective communicating device than the telephone. And you're paying probably $65 to $80 a month for your telephone bill, and you're paying nothing for Facebook. So get over yourself.
So have you ever thought of becoming a consultant on this?
Well, it's funny that you say that. I've been considering time banks. Have you heard of time banks? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've been considering offering my services to time banks, tutoring people on how to get started. I don't know anything about Facebook. I know Facebook is very effective. I can teach how people tweet, and I can teach people how to set up their own blogs. And I think for a business, a blog is a fantastic. WordPress is free. Start a WordPress blog with your restaurant. Take pictures of your food, a dish a day. Put it on there. People will start following it. And if it's not a blog, if you're not a restaurant, an artist, if a work in progress, people can follow along and take a picture of your painting that you do over a course of a week. People gain a vested interest in that painting, and then, maybe they buy it, maybe they don't. But I mean, does it really cost you anything? No.
A little time, that's all.
Yeah, a little time. Yeah.
Now you also do a podcast. What's that like? What is that like?
Podcast,
his passion.
Podcasting, video really is my passion. I love doing like what we're doing right now. Mm-hmm. I love being the interviewer. I love video. I recognize that not as many people look at the videos as they do pictures on the blog from the statistics, because maybe they just don't have as much time. But I love doing our podcast. The podcast. I do it with Kenny McCarthy of thecutbridge.com, and Kenny is a funny guy. We're very different people, but we get along really well, and we bust each other's chops quite a bit. But it's just a lot of fun. We talk about Gloucester stuff and highlight things that are going on, and it's a passion like video, and people catch on and stuff. It's as easy as clicking a mouse and it'll play through your speakers.
How often do you do one?
We shoot for once a week, but when I'm on vacation, obviously we don't do one. But about once a week, and they're about an hour long. You can listen to 10 minutes of it, stop, pick it up another time.
I listen to lots of podcasts. Very convenient. It's radio on demand.
Yeah. Cape Ann TV. I think you should stream your videos. I think you should put it on YouTube. I'm just going to put it out there. So
we'll
like this interview, instead of like this interview that may be on 4 or 5 times, maybe if we're lucky, 6 times, could be available forever and ever with meta tags. Someone could type in Cape Ann TV, Joey Ciaramitaro, Sagall. We could highlight it on the blog as well. 22,000 people would see it tomorrow. Boom.
No.
But yeah,
we'll have to talk to Donna about that.
We got to talk to Donna. Donna.
We'll have to make sure she sees this now.
Love Donna. She's so sweet. I have to interview Donna. She's on my list.
She'll be a good candidate.
Oh, I know. I met her at we had a meeting. I organized with John McElhenney a Cape Ann media group meeting. It was Ray Lamont was there, Andrea Holbrook, some PR folks from town. Donna was there. Gianni Gallo he does some beautiful video for the Gloucester Times on demand. Joe Langan, all these media moguls from Gloucester. Jane Enos from the Beacon. We got them all in the same room and was talking. It was so beautiful. We're all talking about how we could help each other and collaborate, and instead of looking at each other as competition, see how we could help each other. And it was really, really interesting. A lot of collaborations came from that. And the way I feel about it is much like the tourism department, if we all help each other, everybody rises. If Cape Ann TV is doing well, Good Morning Gloucester is going to do well. If the Beacon does well, everybody benefits from positive Gloucester stories getting out there. So we try to get going.
Obviously, your family's been involved in the fishing industry for a long time. What are some of your thoughts about where that's going?
Yeah. Well, how political do we want to get here? I am very saddened by the whole catch share thing. I think that it's sad that in another generation, I feel like there probably won't be any independent fishermen. The permits are going to be, there's been such a drastic reduction in the amount of fishing permits that are out there, and the permits that are left are going to be so valuable, and the permits are actually sellable, that no young kid is going to be able to come in and afford $1 million permit. So it's just, my feeling is that that big corporations are going to buy these, or big fishing conglomerates are going to buy these permits in the day of the independent fishermen, which let's face it, like a lot of people pride themselves in Gloucester on our independence, and we're not like every other city. It's inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable that within a generation, I'd say 90% of the fishermen that have permits left right now are like 50 to 60 years old. And if they have $1 million, if you get to 70 years old, your body just can't do it anymore. And you decide to, and your permit's worth $1 million, you're going to cash in, right? So you cash in, and then there's very few young guys that are coming up behind them. So it's just, I find it like, all these people that are anti-development in town, they don't want to see, Mac Bell develop his place. They don't want to see anything happen, anything on the waterfront because you got to save it for the fishing industry. The biggest injustice I think that's happened, and they don't say a word about it, is this, this loss of the independent fishermen that's happening underneath their noses, and they don't say a word about that, but they'll fight every, development that's going to happen on the waterfront.
We have just about a minute left. I want to ask each of you in 15, 20, 30 seconds, why should people subscribe to Good Morning Gloucester? We'll have you go first, Patrick.
All right.
Joey always gets the last word, right?
Well, it's just it's definitely the best blog that's out there. I've never seen a blog out there that's just about the community. It's readers. It's fun. They're doing fun stuff. You can learn stuff about Gloucester. It's the best blog out there. There's no better blog on the planet, right?
Your turn.
There's no better community. There's probably honestly, there's probably no better community blog on the planet. I bet. I honestly
agree.
feel that way.
I agree.
I honestly feel that way. There's better tech blogs out there. There's better,
but
I don't
that
think
has it all.
I don't think there's probably not a more interesting individual community blog than Good Morning Gloucester.
Completely.
And I mean, and I say that, and it's not just me. I'm saying I shouldn't hit my mic. When I hit the mic, it probably sounds really terrible. And it was the producer up back there is probably just saying, "Jesus, Joey, don't do that." But I'm sorry. I digress. But really,
15 seconds, sir.
we love it, and we love we love bringing it to us. And I thank my contributors, and thanks for having us on here. I appreciate it.
I want to thank you for coming. This has been very interesting, very enjoyable, and as always, the half hour just flew right by. I've been talking with Patrick Ryan and Joey Ciaramitaro, and we've been talking about Good Morning Gloucester. I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please tell your friends. If you have any comments or if you want to be on the show, the best way to get in touch is to send me an email at rich.sagall@pobox.com, rich.sagall@pobox.com. I want to thank everyone here at Cape Ann TV for helping me make this show possible, and please tune in next time.